on 2 violations. I came to City Council, asked to speak to the city to consider allowing backyard chickens. I explained that my daughter Claire and her classmate Emma Orr did a FFA poultry project in which they went on to the national level, receiving bronze. Only one of 3 teams to make it to nationals for poultry in the recent years. We asked her for permission to keep them in our backyard because it was summer and difficult to keep them at the school. Alderman Harwood was not present, so it was tabled until the next meeting. The next meeting, I presented a letter from the FFA advisor and ag teacher Brandy Ellis, in which we once again asked the city to consider amending the ordinance so that FFA kids that live in city limits could have the opportunity to do a poultry project. The city decided this would need to be addressed by the zoning board. So I attended the zoning board meeting, in which they supported overwhelmingly backyard chickens for FFA and 4-H students. They passed their part, which landed us back in front of City Council. The city then decided to contact a lawyer, I believe, based on fear of discrimination. The topic was tabled until the next meeting, in which it was voted down. I then took it upon myself to research and rewrite an ordinance addressing the many concerns that were brought up over the prior months. I presented an incredible and thorough, in-depth example to the City Council. Aldermen held a special discussion meeting open to the public in which they could observe. I and Alderman Dunlap were unable to attend that meeting. The next City Council meeting voted a tie, Alderman Dunlap and Harwood voting no to amending an ordinance, Alderman Zimmerman and Justice voting yes. Mayor Walser broke the tie with a no. No more discussion was allowed. In the meantime, I have gone to court for the citations and was rescheduled for this Wednesday. I have removed the chickens from my property. They have since been slaughtered with my consent due to the lack of resources at the school to properly care for them over the holidays, and this, we believe, was best. Today I have a petition from Maysville residents supporting backyard chickens. It currently has somewhere between 75 and 100 signatures. I have no doubt we could double or triple that number with more time. I also have signatures of the same amount of number of out-of-town residents. Yes, I know their voice in this matter holds not much weight. However, these are the people that contribute to our community on a daily basis. They are business owners, help run our city, have kids in our schools, and contribute to our economy. I've made a few phone calls inquiring how other towns deal with violating backyard chicken ordinances, because I believe that was brought up as one of the issues. They cite and they take to court just like we did. I didn't find a city or town that has needed to physically remove chickens. I've also brought with me Smithville's hen regulation and application as an idea for you to consider. I thought it was very good. They, by the way, were one of the cities that I called. Now I'd like to read to you a few other notable cities here in the state of Missouri that allows backyard chickens and a few things that they allow. Branson has no maximum number and roosters allowed. Columbia, maximum 6 birds and roosters allowed. Jefferson City, our state's capital, no maximum number and roosters allowed. Joplin, no maximum numbers. Kansas City, 15 birds maximum, 40 chicks under 4 weeks, roosters allowed if at least 300 feet away from neighbors. Neosho, no maximum number. Nevada, 25 hens maximum, roosters allowed. Richmond, no maximum numbers, roosters allowed. St. Louis County, no maximum numbers, roosters allowed. St. Joseph, Union Star, King City, Smithville. I urge you to remember that you represent a community not only surrounded by farmland, but a town that was once at one point all farmland. I urge you to revote a yes to amend or recreate an ordinance to allow backyard chickens. Thank you.
Thank you. You had was you gonna turn in the names?
Yeah, if you want to take them now, or if you want me to hold on to them and get more signatures, I'm happy to do that as well.
Or however you want to do it. Either way.
Well, is 75 to 100 enough?
At this time, a petition's not gonna do any good. We've already voted no.
I would though like to verify the signatures, have that process done, because, you know, if half the community, before, I didn't hear any support. I saw it on Facebook, but I've seen 15 or 20. People talking to me, I was getting a different opinion about it.
Oh, okay.
So
People
I would
I've
like,
talked to have said absolutely not no.
I would like to see if half the people in town are interested. And I'm not gonna change it for less than that.
Less than half.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't believe at this point I would.
Okay, well then I'll keep a hold of this and get you
Yes,
half.
but if you want to, that's fine. That's fine.
spring vote.
So to clarify, you
How
want
to get it
600
on the spring
signatures on
vote.
there?
No, I'm not saying that.
You said
How
half.
to
get it
Our
on the
city
ballot.
population's 1,200, so half is
Registered
600.
voters
Registered voters.
that live in city limits, registered voters.
So where do I find out the information of how many registered voters we have?
Ms. Amy, she would have a list of registered representatives in the city limits of Maysville.
Okay,
And I just wanted to clarify something also. You know, I'm one that has chickens, but I'm zoned agriculture. I would not want them in the middle of town.
so
And you-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And you also failed to mention that the zoning committee was for them
Yes.
only while the project was going on.
No, they were
Once-
for them for the
no.
FFA kids and 4-H kids.
Only while the project was going on. Once the project ended, they had to get rid of them. That was part of the zoning committee.
Okay,
That was. So, you know, who's gonna get rid of their chickens once they've had them and spent money on, you know, a coop and stuff? Who's going to enforce that? I mean, there's several things we took into effect. And, you know, so that's why we just don't have that. And these have been in ordinances for over 30 years.
right, which is why I think they need to be reconsidered, because there are many communities surrounding us that have amended that,
But then
amended
you're gonna
old
open that up
ordinances.
for pigs, sheep, goats,
I am
etc.
only talking about
I know
chickens.
you are, but then you're gonna have other people coming.
But that's
to-
your job as the representative.
Absolutely, and that's our job for the chickens too.
Right.
At this time, we voted no.
Right.
But to
So-
question that, if
Until
don't
you
mind.
get new council in,
Well, what I would like to
So-
say, first of all, what I think that my citation was that chickens were a nuisance. And in my opinion, and I'm guessing the court's opinion, which we'll find out on Wednesday, is that it's a nuisance. If chickens are a nuisance, then they're a nuisance no matter what the land is zoned. So if my chickens were a nuisance, your chickens should be a nuisance.
It was not a nuisance violation, it's a zoning violation.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that up to the courts, because the way that you cited these things are very questionable, but I'm not gonna discuss those here, that'll be up to the judge. Sorry.
and you also had said that this was a FFA project, which we
It was,
appreciate.
yeah. Mhm.
And that they would go back to the school in August.
That was my impression as well.
And they didn't, and then you said you wanted to keep them. So that's why we allowed you to keep them for the summer.
Okay.
And then they never went back.
Well, my citation was June, but that's what I'm going to court for. So you allowed them, but then you came back to my original citation, which was in June. So, I mean, that's kind of wishy-washy to me as well. But it's fine. I have no doubt that we'll be able to get like a petition that will have the majority of signatures. And you know, I hope that you guys know I have nothing against any one of you. I'm not. If you look at everything I put on Facebook, it's been in all transparency of what's happened at this meeting or at these meetings. And so I harbor no ill feelings. Anything that's been brought up, I've never once said that you own chickens. That you
No,
can
but,
look, yeah.
I mean, you're opening it up for,
Well,
lot.
absolutely, it's our community. Of course I'll
and,
open
and
it
that's
up.
fine.
Right, so anything that's been brought up has been brought up by our community. I've not brought any of that up. So,
But again, you know, I have chickens and I know
Right.
that if they're not taken care of, they're gonna smell, so we need to move on. Right.
But I'd like to address on that though, you said if
You're not on,
you're not.
it's on the same topic, ma'am.
You're not on the agenda,
you can't talk.
Okay,
What we'll do, well, I'll say this real quick. If you wanna get more signatures, if you wanna turn, you know, see how many there are, you wanna turn them in so we can get them verified
Mhm.
and start that process. In the meantime, obviously, we're not gonna have that tonight anyway.
Right.
So,
Now, is this something that could eventually go on like a ballot, or is that not a? I'm asking. I have no
that would
idea.
probably not happen.
Okay.
And I think it's, was a couple $1,000 to put something on the
To
ballot?
put something on the ballot, that's, like, it's $2,000
Mhm.
at a minimum to put something on the ballot. So if that's what you want taxpayers to be spent for,
No, but I mean, I also think that like, I talked with Peggy a little bit. Like I've given you guys every opportunity. I've addressed, I think, every single issue. I've gone above and beyond anything that I feel like anybody else has done. And for this to get shut down time and time and time again, is I feel a little bit jerked around and a little bit like I've been slapped in the face. So, I mean, I'm willing to, I'm not letting it go. I'm just letting you know. I feel like our community needs to be represented, and I do believe that there are a majority that would be supportive of this issue.
And again, we need to see that.
Okay.
Yeah. And it can be on the agenda, we can schedule like times, if there's 20 people, we can give them a minute each or something, or 2 minutes, so that it moves along.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next time we need to have half, and they need to come and be a part of the agenda.
Don't have to all be, you give me half, you can sway my opinion. If I thought half the people in town are for it,
Mm.
you can sway my opinion, I know that. I hadn't seen that before.
I had only had 4 people tell me.
Well, you've had a lot more since then, though. I've been told.
Come to me personally?
Yeah, I've been told that they've messaged you guys on
Not me.
Facebook or
It's
whatever.
her job to go out. It's her job to go out.
Yeah. So is it my job to find the support then?
If you
Want an ordinance changed, yeah.
It's their job to do the research.
Okay, so it's my job to do the research. It's my job to write everything up. It's my job to find the support. It's all me.
I'm not saying it's all you, you've got several people here apparently,
We didn't
tell them to do it.
shoot you down, we just left the law the same. We didn't,
Yeah.
that's all we did is leave it the same.
basically, it's in your hands right now to get us the petitions with the signatures. Bring it back to us, then it's up to us to decide what they're gonna do from that.
Okay.
If it's an ordinance change, that's us.
So once the petition is half, and there's some people that are willing to speak a little bit more than just me on it, then there's a revote, but it still is up to you guys.
Exactly. But if they wanna speak, you need to let me know so I can get them on the agenda,
Yep.
otherwise,
Yep.
they're not gonna listen.
Because
Okay.
we could be here all night if,
Yeah.
everybody shows up and wants to talk. So,
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be
So
great
get the
if our
signatures.
community were showing up more and
Right,
getting
exactly.
involved, so.
And we appreciate that. So get us the signatures, get us who wants to speak, get me to them, and I'll get them on the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.